Did you see him run? Did you see him run?
I want to ask, I know it's forced, it's a contrived question of what draws you to a project like this, but I know that you were looking specifically for something like this. I know that you were actively seeking something like this out. It's heavy material though. So my question is just why? Like, what about it? What was it that really deep in your gut you were like, I want to do something like this?
I just love a challenge. Spider-Man was a huge challenge, bringing out that character, figuring that out. But I was so young that I didn't understand the pressure that I was under. Making that first film, being a part of Civil War, just felt like a summer camp. And then it's not until now that I look back on it and I go, wow, I was so lucky that I was so naive and so kind of young that I didn't understand the pressures that I was under. And I was really searching for that next project where I could feel that pressure, acknowledge the hardships of doing something like that and taking it on and going for it. So, this project kind of found me. Akiva reached out and wanted to speak to me, and I'm delighted that he did because I am so proud of this show.
Yeah, you should be. It really is an excellent show. This show, it sat with me, man. Like when I wasn't watching about it, I was thinking about it. It was one of those that really, really resonated. I'm curious, this is where we get into spoilers. When you're approaching the altars, right? You have all of these different people playing them, but really they're all a part of Danny. So I'm curious, when you're doing this, are they taking from you? Like, are you kind of crafting how that aspect of your personality is? Or are you then pulling from what they do when it's time for you to play them, if that makes sense?
I think it was a bit of both, I wanted them to have their own creative freedom to make decisions as actors as you would normally with any role. But then again, there were times where I would ask them to elevate certain things or push certain things further, especially when it came to things like physicality. I know that with Levon, his physicality, that was something that really, really blossomed throughout the show. And I loved it because it gave me so much to kind of lean into. And then with Sam bringing Mike alive, I just wanted him to be the perfect high school kid and to just do whatever he could to kind of embody that. And he did that in such a fantastic way. With Sasha, obviously, we have that wonderful sequence in the club where we're dancing, and shooting that together was amazing, was such a pleasure. So, it was a little bit of both. It was them doing their own thing, and then it was me asking for little specifics to be heightened or turned down.
Yeah, I love it. Well, we are getting very, very close to the end of my time here. Before I go, you've mentioned before that it was hard to detach from this project. Once it was done, you struggled to kind of find that separation between you and Danny. I'm very curious if you feel comfortable saying, what was it that finally severed the tie for you? What was it that finally helped you get back to being Tom instead of Danny and his many alters?
I think the day that we'd finished editing episode 10, the day that my kind of producerial work had come to an end, was the day that I could really kind of let it go. It was interesting. We'd finished 10. I had maybe, 6 weeks. And then I did an interview about the show. And I was really racking my brains of wow, what is this show about? And I think my brain had kind of just blocked it out to kind of give myself some time to get over it and to heal. And now it's all coming back to me. But it wasn't really until I'd finished editing the show with Akiva and our incredible editors that I was really able to kind of let it go.